Should you really read Hot Gimmick? Let's discuss it. So welcome back to Anime, Manga, and More, and today we're going to be talking about a manga, Hot Gimmick. Before we begin on discussing it, if this is your first video or your 5th video and you enjoy what you see, please like, subscribe, and please share it around. That would be awesome to help my channel grow. So, you may be wondering, what is Hot Gimmick? Well, it is a romance, it is a slice of life, and sometimes the characters can be quite annoying, which is really sad. I shouldn't be bringing that up now, but sometimes they are. Sometimes you just want to smack them. But I would say that if a character annoys you, that means the writer is good because they got you to have an emotion. So let's go ahead and read a little bit about Hot Gimmick so you can learn what it is and see whether or not it'd be something you'd enjoy reading. So Hot Gimmick. When high school girl Hatsumi has to go buy a pregnancy test because her popular sister Akane is late, who does she run into but her creepy bully neighbor Ryoki? And now he is blackmailing her to become his slave. How will mild-mannered Hatsumi get out of this mess? Will Hatsumi's childhood crush and male model Azusa be able to save her from Ryoki's clutches? Find out why Hot Gimmick is one of the most talked about new manga titles out of Japan. I can't let you know this is definitely not new. It was actually licensed back in 2003, so this is actually quite an old manga, give or take. Almost 20 years old. But it is, like I said, really good. So let's go ahead and go over a little bit about the characters. The first one is Hatsumi, which is currently on the cover of this one. And like I said, she has a sister that is a little frisky when it comes to boys and thinks that she is late getting her period. So Hatsumi, being the older wonderful sister that she is, decides to go and get a pregnancy test, and she even dresses up in this weird outfit. I'll probably show it up here. She puts it this weird outfit to try to conceal herself, but she is still caught the most weirdest way by Ryoki, her neighbor, and because she tries to keep it a secret, he decides that he wants to blackmail her into becoming, first it's a slave, then it turns into a girlfriend in training. So you're kind of wondering, why is this guy so mean to her and what's going on? Well, you find out that Ryoki is actually his father actually is the head of the company that Hatsumi's dad works for, and they actually stay in a company building. So whenever something happens, a lot of it goes to Ryoki's mother, and Ryoki's mother can either make or break anybody's career and include kicking out Hatsumi's parents if Ryoki has said anything to his mother. And that's one of the reasons why she decides to go along with whatever he says, because she's so afraid that because of her sister that their father would lose their job and have to move out, because Ryoki would open his mouth to his mother and his mother would tell the father, and the father would kind of destroy the family and fire him, which is really stupid. But Japan has a little bit different laws on that. Like here in America, just because a sister is pregnant, only thing you're gonna have is just people being gossiping around and being rude, like that's all, but you won't lose your job over it. And this right here is Ryoki. Ryoki as a character, he is, I would say like he's a very interesting character. He does get on my nerves a lot. I do want to like reach into the manga and smack him a couple of times because he is very privileged. He treats Hatsumi pretty much like garbage a lot of the time. There's actually one time that he took her up to, like, I think it was a hotel somewhere far away from where they actually stayed, and the only way you could get there is by car. And of course Hatsumi doesn't have a car, she's only a teenager. He ends up ditching her at the hotel. So he does really douchey stuff like that, and he is a character that in reality I do not like. Hatsumi is very naive, and she does allow Ryoki to walk all over her, demand her to do stuff, and she does it, which is really sad. But at the same way, she really doesn't no too much that she can't say no, because again, she's scared. She's really scared that her family is going to be kicked out, and so that's the reason why she decides to listen to everything that he says to her. So Akane, like I said, is the younger sister of the two, and she kind of gets a little bit more frisky with the boys, unlike Hatsumi, because Hatsumi is very pure, naive, really doesn't do the whole thing on dating, and her sister's actually in middle school, by the way, when she's thinking that she's pregnant, which of course it's a false alarm, thank God, but she still kind of just goes out and does her own thing, and so her and Hatsumi are like opposite when it comes to personalities. So when she finds out that Hatsumi is actually going around and hanging out with Ryoki, she actually starts getting a little bit jealous and starts to gain a crush on Ryoki, but due to the fact that Hatsumi knows exactly how Ryoki treats women, she tries her best to talk her sister out of it. And eventually she does see that Ryoki is a complete arse, so she doesn't want to do anything with him anymore. But then she starts seeing that there's something weird going on between her and Ryoki, trying to figure out why in the world is he so obsessed with her, but then he treats her like garbage. So really, that, to tell you the truth, I don't like that couple due to the fact that Ryoki is very manipulated and he treats her like crap. I was not very happy with the relationship at all. I was actually hoping that she would end up with somebody else, and the somebody else is actually Shinogu. So Shinogu is actually Hatsumi and Akane's older brother, and found out that he is wanting to move out of the house because he has feelings for Hatsumi. So you got this nice little triangle, and what's best is now you have a brother involved. Now I'm going to go ahead and say some spoilers, so click down to this part of the video if you do not want to hear what the spoilers are, because I just want to make sure that if you want to read it without knowing anything, then click here and you'll miss all that. So 3, 2, okay, if you're still here, I will let you know that Shinogu is actually adopted, so he isn't even related to Akane or Hatsumi. So the fact that he's adopted, yes, he grew up somewhat with them and they kind of remember him popping up, and some people have talked about how they have seen him randomly show up and they're like, yeah, this is my son, he was just somewhere else for a while, but no one ever really questioned. But yet he is actually in love with Hatsumi, and since they are not blood related, I was wishing and hoping that those two would get together. Even their parents said, we would rather you be with Shinogu than with Ryoki, because Ryoki is, yeah, crap. So, but she doesn't, of course. So I feel really bad for Shinogu because I really was rooting for him. He is so sweet. He takes care of her. When he finds out that Ryoki took Hatsumi to a bar, he actually pretty much chewed Ryoki out because he was going to leave her there drunk, and she's never drank before. And so he just takes care of her. I wanted them to be together. So it's really sad that they're not. It just kind of makes me a bit mad because that's the couple that I was rooting for. So the last character I want to kind of go in through is Azusa. I know that Ryoki has a friend, but he's kind of a minor character. He's just kind of there for a relationship with one of the other characters. So he is really cool, he is really geeky, but there really isn't much on him because he doesn't show up enough. But Azusa is another main character. So pretty much the main characters that you have are Hatsumi, Ryoki, Shinobu, and Azusa. Those are really the main ones. The sister, she kind of pops up now and then, and she has the main reason of why Hatsumi ended up in the relationship with Ryoki that she did. And then Azusa is also another part of Hatsumi's past and present, and actually brings her, which is really sad, a lot of grief. Azusa is actually a childhood friend of Hatsumi's, and he actually says that he was in love with her since they were younger, but he had to move due to the fact that he found out that his mother was cheating with somebody's father. So pretty much it was two married couples that were cheating on their spouses, and he ended up being one of them. And the thing is, he believed that Hatsumi's father was the one that had broke his mother's heart. So he is out for revenge to get on Hatsumi. Even though he says he loves Hatsumi, he actually tries to get her assaulted because he says, well, you need to feel the pain that I felt, and I want your father to feel the pain of his daughter being wrecked by me because he wrecked my family. So it's kind of interesting with him coming in, because you're thinking, oh, he's really good, but you kind of also get that red flag at the beginning. But then you kind of realize, once they had more digging, Hatsumi's father was just a scapegoat. So who's the real person that Azusa's mother was in love with? So that's one thing that I really like, is it ends up becoming a kind of mystery fold of a lover that was abandoned and passed away, and now the son is getting revenge, but find out that everything goes towards Hatsumi's father, but he's not involved. So what exactly happened, and who was the person that caused this heartache? So, but if you really want to know, you have to go read it, because I'm not going to go any further than that. It is about, let's see, 3, 6, 9. It is 12 volumes, and it's all completed. I have the complete. You can buy them either little ones like this or the big ones. I actually, for the last 6 volumes, I have it bigger. Actually, no, 9 volumes. The other 9 volumes, I have it the thicker ones, the editions. That's why I wasn't going to bring them. They're kind of heavy. So this is really good series. I've been wanting to talk for a while. I know that Netflix had made, I have to sigh there. Netflix had made a live action, and I didn't realize it until one of my coworkers had told me that they saw it on Netflix. So I went and watched it, and I was not too happy. I don't even think I finished it, which is sad, because every time it came to a scene, because I've read this manga, like, even though I say that I dislike a lot of the characters, I have at least read this manga about 4 times, completed, by the way. Completed 4 times, because it is still really good. It still has all that drama, it still has slice of life, still has romance, has betrayal, revenge, all that fun stuff. And sometimes you really just want to read a really screwed up story, which that's just kind of what it is. But it's still really good. So when I'm watching the live action, I'm just like, that's not how that happens. Wait, where did that scene go? Who is this person that just popped up out of nowhere? Maybe I'll go ahead and do a review on that one, because since I know everything that happens in Hot Gimmick and I'm watching this live action, I'm just pulling my hair out going, no! It's the same thing with Mars. Because I had the whole thing of Mars as well, and then I found out that there is a Mars live action. I think it's the Japanese version, because I think there was a Korean version, and I think there's a Japanese version that just came out not too long ago. And that one I have also not finished, due to the fact that I have no idea where they came up with a lot of this stuff. And I'm also questioning where some of the characters are. Like, where are they? They need to be here. It's the same with Hot Gimmick. So maybe I'll go ahead and do a review. I'll have to rewatch it incomplete, and not incomplete, so I can review it properly and probably stress out and pull out my hair. Like, I could understand why manga fans usually criticize on anime, especially when they're not done properly. I feel like it's mostly live action that does the worst than it is being adapted into anime. Like, it feels like they follow a little bit closer than live action, but that's just me. I do read a lot of manga, but a lot of the manga that I do read is either BL or it's romance kind of thing. I read more BL than anything, to tell you the truth. But I do read some manga, but it's very rare that I go back. I believe that only ones that I've actually read after watching like an episode or 2 of anime was Rise of the Shield Hero, which I am completely caught up except for the last couple of chapters. I know season 1 and season 2 that's supposed to be coming out. I'm pretty much past that when it comes to the manga, and also I think it's Devil Line. I'll have to put it over here. That was another one that I actually started because I don't think the anime is ever gonna complete. Oh, and Batum. That's another manga I can finish, and I found out that you have 2 different endings, which is interesting. So yeah. Sorry about that little rant, but again, this series is really good. Like I said, it has everything. Slice of life, romance, drama, revenge, all that fun stuff wrapped in a little package. You may like it, you may hate it, but hey, if it got you to have an emotion, they did a good job. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I hope that you go ahead and subscribe, like I said, and like this, and also share. It'd be wonderful. So let me know, have you read Hot Gimmick? Is this something that you've been thinking about reading but haven't got to it? Let me know down in the comments down below, and I hope that you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.